Phantom, how's it going? Today we're going to be looking at the Deadly Class Oversized Deluxe Edition. We're going to see if this oversized image series is worth your value. So let's get into it. Written by Rick Remender and art by Wes Craig, Deadly Class centers around this young man named Marcus. Marcus is living in San Francisco in 1987, and at the start of the story, he's pretty much homeless. He's down on his luck. He's at his wit's end. He's basically suicidal, and eventually he comes across this young woman who's about to change his life forever. This young woman eventually leads Marcus to this school of assassins. Now, if this plot is something that you've heard a thousand times before and you're kind of tired of it, yeah, a young guy goes to a school of assassins to become a killer, yeah, it's because you really have. But Deadly Class is great in the sense that it explores what it's like to be a teenager in the 1980s. It's not just about going to this school, it's about everything that a teenager deals with during this time period. The drugs, the sex, the relationships, bouncing around from love to love, not knowing what exactly love is, or not knowing what your place in life is. I think what I find really cool about this series is that Rick Remender, a guy who's pushing in his 40s, actually remembers what it's like to be a teenager. That sense of loss, that sense of wanting to feel like you fit in somewhere, or that sense of just needing to find love, and how you bounce from different relationship to different relationship thinking, oh, maybe this is the one, maybe this is the person that I'm meant to be with, and all this other stuff. All of this is riddled in with the fact that these kids are training to be assassins. They are training to, as one character puts it, change the world with a single bullet. I also like the fact that each one of these characters, they're not what they appear to be. Take, for example, the gangbanger Willie, who you soon find out he's not everything he claims to be, and Rick Remender plays with those tropes. He plays with the stereotypes of these characters that they put in front of their friends and family and in front of the people they're around in order to survive this world, much the same way that a lot of people act when they're in high school. So at this point, you're probably wondering, well, what am I getting here that isn't in the trade paperbacks or the single issues? We're going to dive into it right now. Okay, so for special features, you've got, your standard stuff. There's a cover gallery with variant covers and things like that. Really good stuff in here. Like I said, it captures really the punk scene of the time. I should probably also note that this is a glued binding. I know a lot of people have had issues with that, especially recently with the Black Science Deluxe edition. But I really didn't have any problems with it, aside from the fact that it was super tight, and it did loosen up after I got into the book. You've got Wes Craig's sketchbook in here, which is awesome. I love this guy's sketchbook. He does a lot of comments on, well, this is the design we were originally going for, this is what we wanted, it didn't work out, things like that. I really enjoyed that. You've got designs for like the school, the uniforms that the kids wear in there, and things there. So more of a panel layout of the rooms. So Wes Craig really put a lot of thought into every single panel and every single character of this book. You've got, the character Fuckface in there. So if you've read the series, you know who he is. You've also got sketches for the different covers that Craig was going to use throughout the series. This thing is really chocked full of special features. I was really impressed with this. You only really see this type of stuff in maybe the Dark Horse Collected Editions and Absolute Editions, and even then you get Absolutes that aren't nearly as good. So let's skip ahead. More covers. Panel layouts, like I said, these are rough outlines of what the panel is going to look like. Craig really does lay out in detail what every panel is like I said earlier. It's really great stuff. So we're going to skip a little bit more ahead. More panel layouts. Don't want to ruin anything. And in the back, you also get the script for issue 1. Like I said before in other videos, I love reading scripts. I think it's really cool because you kind of get into an insight of what the creator's mind is at the time and what he thinks should be going on the page. And sometimes the artist will run with it. Sometimes the artist will go in a different direction. So it's really cool to compare what happens in the script versus what happens in the actual book. And you have your standard, outro where you have the writers and the creators on the book and what do they say and what do they think and thanking their families and things like that. Overall, I gotta say, I think this special edition is worth it. I think it's definitely the best version of this series that you can get right now. Floppies, trades, I think it is fantastic stuff. You get the first 16 issues in here, the first 3 trades, and Wes Craig's art is beautiful, really, really beautiful. I love the man's work. It's awesome what he does with panels. He just layers panels on panels on panels. And when he does get to that part in the story where you do go to Las Vegas, he really gets to shine and explore because he gets to play with a lot of psychedelic tropes and things like that. It is great stuff. And he also captures the moments of calmness and the moments of just pure pain and what it's like to be a teenager, especially a teenager in the 1980s. I think this goes without saying, but the Deadly Class Deluxe edition, it's worth a buy. I'm giving it my full recommendation. You're getting a whole lot of special features in here. I mean, some of the stuff you don't see in like regular hardcovers or regular trade paperbacks or even absolute editions. So I really do think you owe it to yourself to check this out if you even have a passing interest in something that's a little bit different than, you know, Superman, Batman, and your stereotypical superheroes. If this is your first time checking out my channel, I highly recommend you check out some of my other videos. And if you've read Deadly Class, why don't you let me know down in the comment section what you thought of it. I love hearing back from you guys. You guys are awesome. If you feel so inclined, please, please, please donate to my PayPal account. It's going to be in the description below. I really could use it. It helps keep the light on, and it kind of helps pay for the books and helps, you know, for editing and things like that. You guys are awesome. Love you. Bye.